Ever feel like there are these hidden forces kind of pulling the strings inside your own mind? Well, according to Sigmund Freud, you're not wrong. He believed there's a constant war raging within us, a battle between two powerful instincts that shapes every single thing we do. So let's dive in and see what they are. I mean, it's a huge question, right? How can we, as a species, create breathtaking art and build these incredible civilizations, but also be capable of such awful cruelty and destruction? Freud thought the answer was right there, in two primal opposing instincts. Our goal today is to unpack that very conflict and see what it tells us about, well, us. All right, to get to the bottom of this, we have to start with Freud's core idea, instincts. And I want you to forget what you think you know, like simple reflexes. For Freud, instincts are the deep, unconscious engine that's powering everything we do, everything we think, and everything we feel. And this definition is really the key. Freud saw an instinct as basically a mental stand-in for a physical need. Think of it like an internal pressure that builds and builds, and it just pushes us to act. This pressure, this drive to find relief, that's the source of all our psychic energy. Okay, so Freud broke this whole process down into 4 parts. Let's use something simple, like hunger. The source, that's your body's actual physical need for food. The aim is pretty straightforward. Get rid of those hunger pangs, reduce that tension. The object is the thing that'll do it, the actual food. And finally, the energy is that psychic force that's compelling you to get up and go find that food. It's this constant cycle always driving our behavior. So let's meet the first of these two dueling forces, Eros, the life instinct. You can think of this as the positive, constructive side of our nature. It's the fundamental force pushing us toward survival, toward connection, and toward creation. And the fuel for Eros has a very famous name, libido. Now, come on, we've all heard this word, and most of the time it's just about sex. But for Freud, it was so much bigger than that. Libido is the total psychic energy for all the things that affirm life, from making a new friend to painting a masterpiece. And you can see the reach of Eros everywhere. It's why we eat and drink. It's the drive behind our own personal growth, the love we feel for our family and friends, our ability to work together on a project. And yeah, of course, the drive to continue our species. Eros is basically the glue that holds our lives and our societies together. But you know what they say, for every force, there's an equal and opposite one. And now we have to meet Eros' counterpart, Thanatos, the death instinct. Honestly, this was one of Freud's most out there, most controversial ideas, this concept that there's a deep, unconscious pull toward our own end. It's a pretty strange thought, isn't it? An unconscious wish to die? Freud's logic went something like this. All life originally came from a non-living, totally tension-free state. So he figured a part of us unconsciously wants to return to that peaceful nothingness. It's the ultimate escape from all the struggles of being alive. Okay, but here's the crucial part. A direct drive to self-destruct is obviously blocked by our powerful life instincts, by Eros. So that energy has to go somewhere. And what happens? It gets turned outward. It gets redirected toward other people as aggression, hostility, and cruelty. For Freud, all human destructiveness, everything from a nasty, sarcastic comment to a full-blown war, is really just Thanatos showing its face. So there you have it, these two incredible forces. Eros, pushing for life and connection, and Thanatos, pushing for dissolution and, well, destruction. And the thing is, they aren't taking turns. They are locked in this constant, dynamic, internal battle inside every single one of us, all the time. And here we can see the battle lines drawn so clearly. On one side, you've got the creative energy of libido, which comes out as love and cooperation. On the other, you have this destructive energy that shows up as conflict and hostility. According to Freud, our entire personality, everything that makes you you, is forged in the fire of this relentless internal clash. And this really brings us to the main takeaway. Almost nothing we do is purely an act of love or purely an act of aggression. Our behavior is almost always a compromise, a mashup of these two drives. I mean, think about competitive sports. It's the perfect example. You're channeling all this aggressive energy, that's Thanatos, but you're doing it within a structured, rule-based game that requires cooperation and teamwork, which is Eros. So why does any of this matter today? Because this internal battle isn't just some abstract, dusty old theory.
It helps explain the wild contradictions we see every single day in the world, in our society, and let's be honest, even within ourselves. It's the tension that builds our world up and the very same tension that threatens to tear it all down. It's what shapes who you are.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just look around. Look at the news, at your community, maybe even at your own motivations. Where do you see this epic tug of war between the drive to create and the impulse to destroy? Because once you start looking for it, I have a feeling you're going to start seeing it absolutely everywhere.